What's up, ladies and gents? Your boy Dread is back, and this is not your average everyday video for me because you guys see the title, so you know exactly where I'm gonna go with this. So this video has a sad and kind of somber tone to it because normally I do, upbeat videos, I do vlogs, reviews, reactions, all that other stuff. But yeah, I don't really do too many tribute videos, so just consider this one a tribute. But yeah, Chyna, WWE superstar, former WWE superstar Chyna, and the artist formerly known as Prince or Prince Rogers had both passed away on the same day, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Because there's not been a sadder day in the entertainment industry since Farrah Fawcett and Michael Jackson both passed on the same day, and that was only 7 years ago. So, and it even took a while for that to sink in on me, because I mean, when my even I felt the same way that I felt the same way when Michael Jackson passed as I did when Prince passed too. I mean, I was like, oh man, Michael Jackson passed, and then I sat and thought about it. I was like, oh my God, Michael Jackson passed. And the reason why it's set on me just as bad as Prince is because I know that those are once in a lifetime artists. We're not gonna get another Prince. We're not gonna get another Michael Jackson because those guys set the trend. They set the standard of what an artist should be. But anyway, as far as China goes, I got news of I saw it on online. Of course, I got to do my research because there's some online hoaxes. But I did a little bit of digging and yes, found out that she passed away at the age of 45. They found her unresponsive, and it's just sad because it weighed heavily on me because you guys know that I do wrestling blogs and that I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan ever since I was 4 years old, and when I mean, like, I grew up in the prime of the Attitude Era, and China was like she was like one of the founding members of DX. She was like one of the pieces to the puzzle for D Generation X, which also played a huge part of the Attitude Era. And when I first saw China, I mean, like I said, when I first saw China, I was only about maybe 6, 7 years old, maybe 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that. It was the mid 90s, but yeah. When I first saw her, I mean, I felt. I guess everybody felt the same way that I did. When I saw her, I was like, "Wow, like this is the closest thing that we have to like seeing a live action Wonder Woman, and this is the first thing we got to seeing a live action Amazon woman, because she was doing things. She could hang with the guys. She was doing things that no other female wrestler had done. She had the tall, intimidating build of a man, but then again, she could then as her career progressed, she started to get a little bit more girly and a little bit more feminine, and I mean, it really does suck because I mean, I know that everybody likes to throw professional wrestling under the bus, saying that it's fake, it's scripted, it's not real. But I mean, what she was dealing with outside of her life of wrestling, what she did in the wrestling business took a toll on what she did outside of the business. Because a lot of those wrestlers, they have hectic schedules. I mean, you can call it fake all you want, but I mean, they do get injured for real. They do get hurt, and a lot of them, they can't cope with it. A lot of them, they turn to alcoholism, they turn to drugs, they turn to painkillers, they turn to all that stuff, just to help them cope with, what they had to do with just to keep all of us fans happy. But yeah, I mean, she did make a hell of a statement showing that she can hang with the guys, and she can be she can empower women at the same time. And her theme music, the opening words to her theme music was, "Don't treat me like a woman, don't treat me like a man, don't treat me like you know me, treat me for just who I am." And that pretty much just told you everything that you needed to know about Chyna. That summed up Chyna in a nutshell. That's who she was to me, and that's who she is gonna stand out as in WWE history. And yes, she will probably be a first ballot Hall of Famer next year. So I mean, in that regard, it's sad. So rest in peace to Chyna, aka Joanie Laurer, and now, on to even more sad news. I mean, because I went to bed, with China's death on my mind, and then I wake up to Prince dying. I mean, and the thing is, like, I was asleep. And then my mother woke me up out of my sleep on my phone, called me. She said, "Jay," I'm like, "What?" "Look on the news." She said, I was like, "What's going on?" She said, "Prince died." I'm like, "Prince who?" She's like, Prince, Prince Rogers, or yeah, Prince Rogers Nelson. I'm like, "What? The artist formerly known as Prince?" I come on CNN. I'm like, "Wow." And then I see it in big letters, the headline: "The artist Prince has died at age 57." And they said he had complications with sickness for the flu or something like that. Like they said he'd been sick for a while, but I mean, the thing is, the last time, I mean, like, this is, I guess you could apply this to anybody, but the last time that anybody saw him in public, he looked 100% healthy. But they say he canceled a couple of concerts, you know, just to get himself right. But yeah, I mean, it's sad because I mean, what him and Michael Jackson did was they took R&B, soul, pop, and rock to a whole nother level. Because I mean, they even did a lot for Black history as far as music too. Because in the late '80s, early '90s on BET, I mean not on BET, well BET didn't really exist yet, but on MTV and VH1, there were not a lot of Black artists on MTV and VH1. So I mean, they broke the mold for being the first Black artist on a mostly white music station. So they of course get props for that. And Prince's style, his style of music. I mean, some people say he was androgynous or just out there, but that was pretty much his form of art. And people seem to forget that music is a form of art. It's not always writing. I mean, it's not always it's not always writing. It's not always drawing. It's not always theater. I mean, like it's music. Music is just as big of art form as anything else on this world. And he transcended that. I mean, hell, I mean, like, and if you were born between 1980 and 1995, a lot of Prince's music is probably responsible for some of you guys' conception. You were probably born because your parents are getting busy to one of Prince's songs, and that's a fact. And I mean, like I said, I know this is kind of sad, but I kind of try to throw some jokes in there because there is good things to think about with these passings. And of course, you got the Dave Chappelle skit or whatever, but assemble your crew. I'll be outside. And I wonder if that true Hollywood story that Charlie Murphy told about Prince is true. Well, I mean, if it is, then that's amazing. If not, then it's just a funny thing just to remember Prince by. That's a hell of a tribute from Dave Chappelle. But Prince, his catalog has so many classics. I mean, of course, you got Purple Rain. You have my all time favorite song of his was The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. I mean, because I guarantee you, like, if you play that song on a date, you'll get the girl by the end of the night. That's pretty much my favorite song for Prince. But overall, I mean, that man. I mean, he just made so many contributions to hip hop. Well, hip hop, R&B, soul, and rock. I mean, that made every single dude want to pick up and play a guitar. That made every dude, even the most hardcore dudes got sensitive when they heard one of Prince's songs. And like I said, there's not gonna be another one like him. Like his death, I mean, when his death didn't sink in on me until later on in the day. Cause I was like, oh man, Prince is dead. And I'm like, wow, Prince is dead. There's really not gonna be another one of him. That's kind of why his death sort of hurts. But it's just a shame because we lost two legends that we're not gonna get back. But anyway, I didn't want to keep you guys too long. I just wanted to pay my respects. Rest in peace to Joanie, Chyna, and rest in peace to Prince Roger Nelson. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.